George the Tech.
Hey everybody, this is George the Tech, and my good buddy and much smarter friend in terms of productivity and PC and running a business, Tom Dheere, is here with us today. Hi, Tom.
Hi, George. Thank you so much for asking me to do this. This is awesome.
Yeah, we chatted a little while ago, and it was probably an interview scenario, and I think it was like, hey, maybe we could do something together because you bring to the table a lot of really great productivity tools and tips and running your business. And that's just something we haven't covered here at George the Tech yet. We've stayed in our lane in terms of audio, touching our toes into AI, video, and some other topics. It just felt like it was time to get into something more in productivity. And my audience here, we've got, a great audience of folks here that subscribe and follow us. I thought this is going to be really, really helpful to a lot of people. Yeah. So I hope you guys find that to be true. So my job here today is to really host this thing. Tom's job is to mainly do the teaching. I'll act as sort of color guy. I'll fill in some gaps. I'll add my Mac OS perspective to his Windows perspective. And that's my role today. Billy Joe is in the shadows. She's in the chat. If you need anything, if you're confused, something's not working, you can't access, you don't see the poll, can't get the poll to go away, whatever it is, or you don't see what you're supposed to see, just type it in the chat. Billy Joe's watching and she can remind you where to click so we don't miss anything. Of course, this is being recorded, and the recording will then be made available to every single one of you who signed up, and will be available for replay to others who want to restream it at a later date. So that should be available to everyone theoretically by the end of the week. That should be able to happen, assuming there's not a lot of editing to do. So really, without further ado, that's enough housekeeping stuff. Let's get to the power of Google Apps and more with Tom Dheere and George Whittam filling it a little bit. All right, Tom, let's get started.
All right. Thanks again, George, for having me here. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for attending this inaugural webinar. This is the first time that both of us have presented on this subject, much less co-presented. So we're very excited about that. We've known each other for a very long time. So this is way, 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 way overdue. So
brothers in VO business.
Right. So we're going to start just by speaking in the broadest terms, probably about what brought you here today. So,
and before you do that, though, I just realized I didn't do my due diligence of really introducing you. Give everybody like a 30-second elevator pitch of VO Strategist and why we decided that you would be a great person for this today.
Okay, well, my name is Tom Dheere. I'm a veteran of the voiceover industry. I did my first voiceover in 1996, so I've been pursuing voiceover for 30 years. I became a coach, teacher, instructor person in 2011. I've always focused on the business and marketing side of voiceover because that's how I thought how I could help contribute and lift the voiceover industry and be good to an industry that's been so good to me for so long. As the VO strategist, I specialize in voiceover and business marketing consulting, all that grown-up poopy stuff that you didn't think you needed to know or have or do when you decided you wanted to be a voice actor. That's what I specialize in.
Lovely. Thank you for introducing yourself. I knew you'd do a better job than I would, but all right. Now let's get into the meats and potatoes of it. So go ahead and share your screen, and we'll get started.
Are you? Oh, can you see my? Can you see my screen?
I think the share ended inadvertently.
Oh, okay, no problem. Share. There
it is.
And
so, folks at home watching, if you're not seeing what you want to see, Zoom webinars has gotten, just like everything else in tech, feature creeped. Meaning they keep adding more features. So now if you want to see certain things, you have a bar at the very top of your webinar window, and you can choose to show only me and Tom talking, or you can choose to see Tom's screen and the two of us above that. And then at the very top right corner is a view button with even more choices. So feel free to orient yourself here as we kind of get the ball rolling. So I'll let you go, Tom.
Just cool. Just to make sure everyone we're all on the same page. Literally, can everybody see the main
I certainly
slide
can. I
taking up
know
the
that
whole
if I
screen?
can, you guys should be able to too.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay, so I would like to think that these first couple of slides that we're going to go through is basically going to speak to why most, if not all of you, are actually here today. Um, is your voiceover business regardless of where you are in your voiceover journey, haven't booked a gig yet or have been doing this for decades, is your voiceover business in a state of chaos? Is it disorganized? Are there scattered files, both physical and digital, all over the place? Um, is there an information overload from articles and podcasts and thought leaders and social media groups,
Yes.
Discord servers,
Oh,
Reddit,
wait. I'm sorry. My
subreddits? Yeah,
mic
it's
is on.
all over the
Sorry.
place, right? Or do you feel overwhelmed with the administrative part of running your voiceover business? Do you have challenges on the technical side? And as a result of all of the burdens and frustration, does it turn into missed opportunities? Are you auditioning less? Are you booking less? Are you marketing less because you're trying to get out of under all of this nonsense, what seems to be nonsensical and pointless, administrivia or paperwork? And are you feeling inefficient? Do you feel like you're wasting your time with a lot of stuff? Do you find yourself doom scrolling on Instagram where you should be, cultivating leads? Um, and this is a big part of why George and I decided to have this conversation is do you feel that there's a lack of seamless cross platform workflow? As in, the physical devices. So what are the four big ones? Your smartphone, your desktop, your laptop, your tablet. Those are the four devices that you probably have. I assume you have one to between one and all four of those, probably two to four of those. And are they not talking to each other? Are they not exchanging information effectively? So our solution, which is this is why we're having this conversation, is that we want to talk to you about Google in general, but also a combination of two things. One, Google Drive, which we're going to get into some severe detail in, and what I call the five pillars framework. So Google Drive, for those of you who don't know, it is a free storage cloud management service. It's cross-platform, which means both Mac and PC users can use it. It centralizes your file organization. It can sync and potentially automate all of this information to your benefit to make you more streamlined and efficient. And then this section over here, this was taught to me by Dan Duckworth of Voiceovers Unlimited. He was running a recording studio and voiceover school here in New York City for many, many years. He has since retired and gone to Florida. But he taught me how to organize my voiceover business, and it's with these five categories: cash flow, tools, technique, marketing, and health. And we'll get into more detail about what those mean. And it gives you, like it says right here, a scalable business foundation because you should be able to take every aspect of your voiceover business model, both physical, digital, and mental, and shunt it into one of these five categories. Because you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every time you need to find something, whether it's a paperclip or a W-9 form. You want to be able to get all these things quickly. A big part of the takeaway from this is to be able to develop physical, digital, and mental muscle memory, training your body and your mind to be able to know exactly where everything is so you don't have to think about it. Because if I open up this drawer, if you hear me slamming my drawer, I know that all the way on the left is the three-hole puncher, and to the right of that is my stapler. So I don't have to think about that if I'm working with my manual invoices. And yes, I do use paper invoices in addition to digital. I know I don't even have to think about it. I open the drawer, I reach my hand in, I know exactly what I'm grabbing. I'm able to use it and put it right back where I found it. You want to be able to do that with every aspect of your voiceover business model, physical and digital. And we're going to do some platform specific demos. George is going to show it from the Mac perspective, and I'm going to show it from the Windows perspective. So we're going to be talking a lot of not theory, but just what I call systems of thought, how to think about all this stuff. And then there'll be some slides later on where we will show you actual screenshots of what we do that makes our businesses as organized as they are.